Well, hello and welcome back to another vlog with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Of course, you can kind of tell it's a little different. Like always, I'm always trying to find a new location to start these things, and this is one of those. You actually are seeing a little bit of my job. This is at work, so obviously I gotta be careful I don't show any particular names because I don't want to, get into trouble, that type of thing. But there's nothing revealing other than you can see that. And there's a projector over there to one side of me, screen on the other. But yeah, no, I'm at work. Thought I'd give you a little bit because, like I said, I can't show a whole ton of things. But yeah, this is definitely one of those spots that I get to make meetings work and happen. So. But other than that, yeah, I just wanted to come on. This video is a lot later than it usually is because it is Monday. Typically, I try to start shooting over the weekend or at the end of the previous week, but it didn't work out. I wasn't feeling well. I did the morning show for those that are watching the live mid-morning medium chat on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Thank you for that and thanks for watching. But at the same time, yeah, I kind of I wasn't feeling good when it started, and then I didn't feel well afterwards, and I basically kind of vegged out. I ended up having to, take some naps, and I just was sort of in that vegetative state. And I don't, I talked about on Saturday's show about being a, astrological kind of thing, and I don't feel that it was, you know. I think there's some other health things going on, and I've just kind of been stubborn about going because I don't have a family doctor. I haven't gotten one in years because once he retired, I just stopped looking. And plus with coming up to here, which is, a drive in itself, I just can't drive on a lunch and go home. It doesn't work that way. And with my hours, even by the time I was to get back home, most of the offices are starting to close at that point. So it's not easy for me to just grab another doctor, and then I have to use vacation time, whether it's a full day or a half a day, just for a doctor's appointment, where, you just need an hour or two, type of thing, for basic checkups and things. But so I'm just kind of being a little stubborn about it, and I gotta make a decision and make that happen at some point and stop, fooling around. I'm not getting any younger, so I obviously have to, start taking my health a little bit more serious and things. But nothing. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's something serious, sometimes I don't. But who knows? But that's, we'll see. I've got to work on that, and I got to, work on that. Just work on it to come up with the best solution for me and how I can make that work. So, yeah. So hopefully I will see you guys in a little bit. I'm going to try to do some fun things in the meantime, and if I can show you a couple work things, I will. So I will talk to you guys in a moment. Well, I didn't go forward and show you any more work stuff because obviously I'm back home again. That's okay. Yeah, I kind of got sidetracked. It wasn't necessarily a busy day at work, but I just, was kind of in my element, and I lost track of time, and then I was just trying to keep my mind occupied. I was doing some extra walking and just getting my steps in for the day because I do that at work. I have such a large building that I work in that I'm able to get a lot of steps, and I actually haven't even looked. And I would try to look, but I can't. I'm trying to hold a phone, and I can't get to my. I can't open the app to see where I'm at. But more than likely, I'm well over 10,000, probably in the 12 range by now, because of all the walking I have done today. Because sometimes that's, besides getting my steps, and that also helps me out personally. I tend to get so stuck sitting there because sometimes I'm on call, from the moment, from 6 to 3. I can get a phone call at any moment and get told to run someplace. And that includes running to another building, within that city that I'm in. But that's okay. It's no big deal. And, I'm just used to it. But sometimes, Mondays, they are what they are, right? whether it's a good Monday or an okay Monday or a really bad Monday, So I definitely was in the okay range. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So, you got to take it for what it is, right? But I did want to, mention, because again, this video is probably not going to be a long vlog this time, but I mean, I do still want to do some fun stuff for you guys. But I did want to address that, I mentioned earlier that, I, wasn't feeling well over the weekend. And what that meant is I actually had scheduled events, not an event in the sense of like being around lots of people. What I did have is I had some readings and I had an investigation, which was supposed to happen the weekend before. And those, had to cancel on their side of things. And then because I wasn't feeling well, then I had to cancel. So, it's crazy how that works out. And sometimes, especially from my side of things, it's important that I've always stressed, and I've talked about it on my morning show on Saturdays, that, if you're not feeling great, it's not worth it, regardless of the outcome. Sometimes there's clients that get upset, they get mad because, you can't do it, and, they've set their time aside, and I get it. I hate that too. But at the same time, like when they have to cancel with me, I don't think much of it. It's like, it's cool, and it's fortunately, obviously I can't, I can't teach people exactly, how they should feel, if something happens to where it didn't work out for them, but it does. And I think we've all been through that. We've all experienced moments of where things just don't work out, and things, turn for the worst. And we just have to do our best to deal with them. And so kind of like last week, you just got to let things roll. But like this week, it's just one of those things. This week was just more like I got to take care of myself. And, as much as I didn't want to cancel, because I love what I do, unfortunately, there's just times where it's just how it is. And I think that's, goes the same for a lot of mediums out there. I can't obviously speak for all of them, but there is plenty of them that, they get sick or there's something happens, sometimes just life in general, unexpected things happen, and then you have to deal with it. And so just like for me, I still have kids that I have to deal with, and they're still young. And so, there's things that I have to stop and deal with things, and that's just how it goes. One thing, is I'm okay with, when this stuff happens, I know obviously when we're young and we're growing up, we hope for things to just work out, and unfortunately I've, learned it because I've been around long enough to know that stuff happens, and so for me, again, just making sure that, doing what I do, especially outside of, my day job, doing these passions, being a medium, doing healing, doing investigations, those things, are, I love them. I'm passionate about them. They are passions. There's nothing even in the ballpark of calling it a hobby. It would seem like a hobby because, obviously I have to, still I still have to have a real job because I still have to pay the bills because I'm not making enough to hold my own. But, again, it's one of those things that I have to do. I have to juggle so much. And so I do the best I can. And I'm hoping that, with what is all happening in my life and everything that's going on, I just got to do the best I can. And so I hope that everybody else, that does watch this, that knows me and they understand, they understand that things happen. Sometimes they're out of your control and you just have to deal with it. So I never, ever intend to, upset anybody. That's not my goal. Unfortunately, again, there's still people that are going to take it a bad way. They're going to take it negative, and and I understand it. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. I do feel bad, that it doesn't happen, but at the same time, I have to protect myself in that sense that it doesn't get to me because it would cause me to have some deep depression, because of being an empath, we feel for people's energies, and so it's just how it goes. And so I think, it's important to get that across to a lot of people to have them understand that, doing, doing mediumship, doing paranormal investigations, and all the other things that I do, it is what it is. It's kind of a famous line that I use a lot, because I have to, do what's best. And, if it means I got to delay, for whatever reason, then I got to delay. And, if it means that they want to, find somebody else, great. I'll even help them find somebody else, because I have plenty of medium friends that are willing to, that would be willing to jump in. And I'm okay with that too. It doesn't upset me. I mean, obviously I want the best for my clients, and even if they're not necessarily a client, but they're, and they're frustrated with me, I get it, you know what I mean? And it's like, but again, it's out of my hands a lot, and it is what it is. So not that haven't heard that enough in the last few minutes, but so yeah. So I just hope, to kind of get that more of that message across to people that, if there's something like me or any other, medium or reader that's out there, and they something happens and they got to cancel, just understand that they're dealing with a lot. Doing this stuff isn't just, like a simple trait that you just, learn, you go to school, you pick it up, and then that's it. It's not one of those that you can just kind of fight through this. We're using a lot of energy, not only ourselves, but we're gathering energy from the spirits that are around us, depending on what, session we're doing for somebody. But again, it's a lot different. It's not the same as doing like a typical job, that we're around, So keep that in mind. We do the best we can, and we want the greatest result for you, and we want to be at our best at that point in time. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, and hopefully that you guys are understanding of that, regardless if it's me or anybody else. Just always know that sometimes things happen and we got to deal with it, and hopefully you guys can understand, and just be patient, because you know what, you're still going to be on the list. So I mean, just like my clients, I'm sure they're ready for me to try to rebook and schedule, and that's awesome, and I love that. And I'm willing to, do what I can to squeeze them back in anywhere I can. So, and I will make that happen if they're still willing to work with me. So anyway, I'm going to go get some dinner ready, and possibly do some other fun stuff either today or tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to probably be running right up to the wire of getting this vlog done. But yeah, so I'm going to go get some things done, get the family helped out, and we will see you in a moment. Well, unfortunately, this is now the following day. I've been filming for like 3 days in a row trying to get this vlog completed, and I really don't want to miss it, because I still enjoy it, and I'm hoping to enjoy it for many, many years to come. But yeah, unfortunately, there isn't going to be a fun little moment. Not that there isn't fun. I tried to include something, but yeah, I didn't get around to filming anything extra like I hoped I would. But the last week and this week, things have just been really busy in the evenings, usually when I'm trying to film some extra stuff. And then obviously, like I mentioned, over the weekend, I wasn't feeling great, so I was kind of taking it easy. So here I am in my car getting ready to leave work, and I thought I'd film the last little bit of this to kind of close this vlog out. As always, I appreciate everybody's willing to keep watching and hanging out, and obviously, this is still a work in progress. I'm still trying to find my groove, as far as what I want to keep including and what I don't want. And so my plan is to, after you see this clip here, I'm going to do what I did the last, I think, 2 times, as I'm going to include a montage of some of my favorite photos from the past week since the last vlog. And I think that's something I want to keep continuing to do. Obviously wouldn't be everything that I've done, but I want to just have some sort of highlight, so at least you can see some fun things in the end. So I hope that makes sense for you guys, and hope that's something you guys would enjoy. And yeah, and then hopefully I will definitely have a lot more going on this week. So in a few days, I'll definitely be filming more. I will be back at the old mill, so we have a private investigation, so I will be able to film. Probably won't be able to film any of the guests or anything like that, since it's not a public, but I will get some footage of the old mill, probably talk to some of my team members if they're willing to jump on camera with me for a little bit. And so yeah, that should be a fun one. I'm definitely want to get as much
coverage and enough footage of the old mill so you guys can really get a good look at it, especially if you're not from around the Dundee area of Michigan, or you know, if you've been there many times before and it's just kind of fun to see it again, you know, in a video. So but yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with that. So there'll probably be the bulk of the video will be that. I probably won't include too much other, you know, still try to do some nature pics and sky pics and put those in there at the end. But at least from the old mill standpoint, I want to get as much coverage and that I can and show you guys what that's like, especially for, you know, people that haven't been there. So again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. You know, if you haven't, you know, subscribe and like these videos. Give me some comments, give me any suggestions maybe you'd like to see in here. I do have an idea that I am willing to throw out there. I'm thinking of adding, you know, a lot of people do this, a lot of mediums, other readers and things do this, but I'm thinking of adding, maybe pulling a card or two, you know, during this video, so you guys kind of have something to look forward to the next week, because I will put the intentions out there that it is for the following week. Now, I will go over that, you know, when I do film that. May not be the next one, but maybe the vlog after that, but it might be something I'm going to do for the vlogs only. I won't do that for the Facebook post. So again, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And hopefully you like this montage of some of my favorite picks from the last week. So until next time, I'll see you again. And as always, all my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you. Take care.